Shalom Aleichem to everyone out there on TorahAnytime.com. I wanted to share with you a short parable from Rav Chaim Soloveitchik as my Rosh Hashanah message for 5777. The story goes that there was a merchant who took a tremendous amount of money and he wanted to buy a certain type of merchandise from the marketplace. Now, this money that he took wasn't all his. He was also taking money on behalf of other people who had entrusted him to also buy goods so that they would also make a profit. So, to this end, the merchant hired a wagon driver who had a wagon with 2 horses, and they went to the market. The merchant found the certain type of goods that he wanted. He bought them at a tremendously low price, incredible deal, and he knew he was going to make a really, really big profit, and by extension, all the people who had entrusted him with money would also make a big profit. So, on the return journey, he decided that he didn't want to go the regular route home because it would go past the border patrol, and over there they would start poking around and making trouble, etc. And he didn't want any trouble. He just wanted to go home, get the goods back to everybody and sell them, v'zehu. So he decided he would take a much longer route home, thereby avoiding the customs or the border police. So they set out for home at night time, so that nobody could see where they were going. And as soon as they set out to go back home, the merchant became visibly nervous. And the nearer they got towards home, the nearer they got towards the border, that is, the merchant became more and more and more nervous. Meanwhile, the wagon driver was as cool as a cucumber. What are you so nervous about? Why are you getting so agitated? Why are you getting so anxious? So the merchant shared with him that he was just too concerned that there would be a problem, that they might run into somebody and they would catch him. Well, that wasn't really the wagon driver's business. So they carried on their merry way, and the merchant became more and more and more anxious, and he started sweating profusely. And as they got closer and closer, the actual wagon driver himself started thinking to himself, whoa, imagine if I get caught and they're going to say, how come you didn't go through the border patrol? Then I'll be in trouble. I'll lose my business, and then I'll have to sell my horses, I'll have to sell my wagon, and I'll become bankrupt. So, at that point, the wagon driver himself started getting nervous. And then, when they were really close to the border, the horses, both of them, started to neigh and make all sorts of noises that horses make. And you know how they get up on their hind legs? And the wagon was nearly going to fall over. So at this point, both the merchant and the wagon driver, and additionally the horses, were all out of control. What is the nimshal of this parable? What is the message here? The message, says Rav Soloveitchik, is that there are 3 types of people who approach the Yom Hadin, the Day of Judgment, on Rosh Hashanah. Each one of these 3 types of people act according to their own understanding. The first type of people are people who fear Hashem, and they have a high level of Yirat Shamayim. These type of people, they start preparing when Rosh Chodesh Elul kicks in, when we sound the shofar, and when in fact the Sephardim start their slichot. As soon as this period starts, they start getting nervous. They start being careful of their behavior. They, of course, understand what these days are all about. Then there is the next group of people who don't really show any anxiety until Rosh Hashanah is almost upon them. Then they start becoming concerned. What am I going to do? How am I going to face my Creator? And then the signs of worry start kicking in. But there is a third group. This third group doesn't do anything about Elul, doesn't do anything about Rosh Hashanah, but in fact they fall into the high holy days with absolutely no clue as to what is at stake. I think you can understand who is who in this story. The merchant himself is the one who is nervous from Elul. The wagon driver is the one who starts getting nervous as Rosh Hashanah approaches. But the horses are the people who literally let everything happen around them, going on their merry way until they get to Rosh Hashanah. By that time, it's too late. Everything has happened around them. Rabotai, don't be like a horse. Don't even be like a wagon driver. Be like a merchant who knows from the very outset what exactly is at stake during these high holy days. And with this, I wish all of you out there, and indeed all of Klal Yisrael, I give you my blessing to take advantage of these days. Don't let a moment go to waste. Like Rav Shimshon Pinker says, these days, especially between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, are literally Gan Eden on this world. They are times when we can soar to great heights. Take advantage. Turn to Hashem, because He will help you. He will bring you towards Him. And in this way, we will merit the Geula Shlema, Uvar L'Tzion Goel, and we will all dance with Mashiach Tzidkenu in Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh. May it happen this year without any pain.